Effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Just to be careful, because we can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N-word. There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them. You can't use either of them. And frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else.
You're listening. Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATP with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or in Open your mouth.
Close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the only show worth celebrating on National Podcast Day. He's Eric Zane. I'm Christian Blatt. How are you today, EZ?
Very well. I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, that's your excuse for not getting me a present, but that's all right. We appreciate it. We appreciate everyone who stuck around. Our buddy Carl was live just a few moments ago, hoping for some news on the steel-toed sentencing. Right there at the end, there were rumblings that he might actually get 15 days in jail. So if we get anything concrete, even though this is not this little piggy, we will bring you any of those late-breaking developments. I was trying to explain to EZ why there's even a hearing for the great Aaron Imholt.
Yes,
and
that's
it's
15 days for cum eating. Is that? I didn't realize that you could be charged for that.
No, that's just one of the perks of spending 15 days in the hole, as they say.
Okay,
all right. 15 days would be for revenge porn, but also the judge doesn't like him, from my understanding. The way that I don't follow it like this little piggy. All right, Chad's missing upper lip. EZ doesn't understand what's going on with Aaron, all right? So I'm talking to him.
Where has he been? I've been trying to follow him on X, and it's impossible. I heard he was like a cool, wacky follow, and I don't see him anywhere.
I think it might be because you blocked him. Unless
I didn't block him. There's a rumor going around that I muted him.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
I did not do that. I did not. There's no way in hell that I muted Chad's missing upper lip.
Okay, my apologies. Anyway, we appreciate those who did stick around for us. We've got a fun show today, and there's only one way to show your appreciation for our show. Eric Zane, explain how super chats work on this show.
Well, I mean, if you want Christian to sign off by talking about how much he loves to fillet Chad's missing upper lip, or say anything that's sideways, make it a good one.
Yeah, it's got to be good.
Yes, and put a dollar amount next to it, and it will get read on the air. So if you want Christian to say the N-word, you would have to write it on here, and then he would then say it.
Yeah, you'd probably have to write out Noah Kaniga.
Right.
Kaniga.
Right.
I actually don't even remember how to say his name, and I
almost
tripped over it.
Yes, and there are ways to do it. You just have to put your little thinking caps on and figure that out, and then put a dollar amount next to it, and away you go. We're
already off to a better start than last week. And EZ, I know this gentleman, but could you read that, who that is and what they say?
There you go. Salty Rectum writes, we all know this quote-unquote show is much better than steel toe coverage. And
this is not a show. That. Yes. By the way, Jim Tells You is a new member on YouTube. You too can become a member to the Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel. You will not only get to see Saturday episodes record live, which I guess is an oxymoron, record live, but you know what I mean. But also there will be a bonus episode today after our show. Busy day for the channel at 5 p.m. Eastern. Carl will be doing another episode of Living in the Past with Jenny Jingles and, of course, producer Chris. That is one of my favorite series. I love all of the running series throughout the bonus shows.
Oh, it's outstanding.
And, they will be looking at more Stuttering John from 2018 and also a peek at the first episode of his previous podcast that he did with Tammy Pescatelli, which was thought to be lost. So I'm sorry if this is too much setup for Chad's missing upper lip, but I'm trying to explain to people why memberships, it's $5 you can become a member. You should really become one of the upper tiers, but at least $5, you could get in for $5.
Chad's a fuddy-duddy. That's how you would describe someone like Chad. He's always got something to complain about, but I think he's really just a softie, and he loves us very much.
He's actually responsible for a big bit of news we have in a little bit.
Excellent.
By the way, Prairie Judge said finally the grown-up show, that's us, and Salty Rectum, after he sent his chat, said, forgot Zane sucks though, I'll send another. So he'll get around to that.
Get it out.
And Chris Tuthill making the point, I think, that the other 1,000 people that were just on the channel better be here or don't show up after Patrick Melton's done. Thank you to everybody. And this was an observation to the Trump clips that we played beforehand during the countdown when he can say acetaminophen, but also there's 2 N-words.
This is fucking incredible.
Yeah. My wife heard me recording that, and she's like, he sounds awful. He sounds like Biden. And I'm like, yes. Exactly.
Well, that was at a funeral, though, wasn't it?
No,
was that at the
this
funeral?
No. All right. This isn't politics, but I want to explain what this is. It didn't come up though, because I'm a fucking moron.
Just to be careful, because we can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N-word. There are 2 N-words, and you can't use either of them. You can't use either of them.
It's very somber.
Frankly, if it does get to use, we have more than anybody else.
Oh, yeah, I think Anthony Cumia would agree that we have more N's than anybody else.
He's talking about nukes.
Yeah, so this is today at Quantico, and they have this whole thing where all the generals are there, and this is actually one of the better amplifications. You hear this buzz in the background?
Yeah.
We have better.
Yeah. When Pete Hegseth was talking, it was even worse. So
well, that's been a thing. It seems like everywhere he goes, there's some type of malfunction. So I think people have it out for him.
We did touch on that last week. That the escalator stopped at the
100%. People are fucking with him, and that's not the guy you want to fuck with, Frank.
No, but if you work for the UN, you probably got a little stipend, a little extra kickback for whoever got him stuck there. But anyway. That's politics talk, but I wanted to explain what that clip was. And we all know what the other N-word is that he's talking about, right? It's nuclear.
Yes.
Not the one you're thinking of.
Right.
All right. So now that we've played that clip twice, let's head over to some local news.
WATB, who are these local news? Who are these local newscasters?
Okay, it doesn't help our super chat tally, but that was a really funny one you put up. If you want to bring it up again, if you can get JFK head chunk, 2 nukes stole my truck. I don't think I understand. You get that one? I don't get it.
No.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I hit it on there on accident. I didn't hit it because I thought it was hysterical.
All right. So we've got 3 people in local news today, and I'm going to make you pick which one you hate the most. Let's start off with Lisa.
What taking your chances at finding love to new heights looks like.
I'm looking for a husband, I'm looking for a committed relationship, and hopefully the love of my life.
For almost a month, Bay Area resident and bachelorette Lisa Catalano decided to put herself out there. And when we say out there, we mean on 6 to 7 billboards on Highway 101 from the South Bay to San Francisco. This is pretty bold. What happened that you said, this is the approach that I'm going to take?
So she's got a series of billboards that say Marry Lisa, and there is a website. I believe it's marrylisa.com in case anybody in the Bay Area is watching. And what do you think about this approach? And any thoughts on Lisa?
I like Lisa so far. She seems nice.
Yeah.
But there's still time for this to get, off the rails.
Well, let's let her talk more.
Every time I got a little frustrated with the dating scene within Silicon Valley and the Bay Area, I would work a little bit on my website. And it started off kind of as almost a joke, like I'm just going to make my own website. Then it just I was thinking, maybe that's not that crazy of an idea after all. And so I decided, okay, well, I got to promote the website somehow. And what's more local than a billboard?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So she's promoting the website.
Yeah.
She's not really going to marry any of these stiffs.
I mean,
and she strikes me as a woman who has a large,
nose,
thick, wholesome bush, a big bush. I don't know why. I just picture her to be quite fuzzy.
So she's got Cornell West in a headlock down there. Is that what you're?
I don't know. I heard that's coming back. That women are embracing their 70s bush.
Oh my gosh! I'm horrified at that. Somebody in the chat confirm whether or not that's true. Somebody out there who actually gets puss, let us know. Not you, Chad. Somebody else. It's Salty Rectum with $5.01, which right now is our at the top of the leaderboard. Zane sucks.
Thank you.
Salty Rectum is responsible for $10.01.
Right,
so,
and that's outside of the subscription. Is that what it was?
Yeah, they became a member.
Yeah,
so,
everybody else is just like, all right, cool.
Yeah, well, maybe Lisa will convince them to give us something.
All
All
right.
hoping the one or someone who may know him leads him to her. Her ad is straight to the point. MaryLisa.com.
What do you think of the newscaster? Do you think she's well-spoken?
Well, so English as the second language, she's sexy to me. The way I like that.
I mean, you can hear the accent, so I'm attracted to the anchor for obvious reasons, but EZ is a little bit more discerning.
Yeah.
Her website is her personal application collection service. This is where her future husband can apply.
Looking for somebody who would be compatible with me on things like religious views, politics, healthy lifestyle, and someone who's ready to get married and have kids in the
Okay, so I think she just lost our entire audience.
Yes, all of our audience is Team MAGA. So all these heartthrobs here in the chat, that I don't know if she'd be interested in you, frankly.
Yeah, JFK head chunk. I think the fact as soon as he heard political beliefs, healthy lifestyle, and have kids, I think JFK head chunk is out. I don't know much about JFK head chunk except for hilarious super chats, but I feel like he's no longer interested.
Yes. So unfortunately, that's bad news for you guys. And 99% of this audience is dudes. So.
Okay, so let's remember Lisa as we move on to a local crime fighter in Greenville, South Carolina.
They say with great power comes great responsibility. At least that's what this Greenville Guardian says. If you've been downtown over the last few months,
all right, man. Neighborhood friend.
Or online,
everything's looking good, no fires.
You've probably seen this web-slinging wonder, Greenville Spider-Man, on patrol.
Since obviously I can't swing around due to the buildings being small and I don't have a car.
So why is an 18-year-old dressing like a superhero and wandering downtown? Is he a Spider-Man or a Spider-Menace? Well, after we spoke with Greenville police, he is just your friendly neighborhood spider.
So, yes, he is climbing up in a tree, and he's dressed, this isn't like the store-bought plastic Spider-Man costume I had 40 years ago for Halloween. Yeah. He spent some money on it. Well, but what do you think about him hanging around downtown, trying to jump into action when perhaps there's need for Greenville Spider-Man?
Yeah, he's probably going to get shot if he's not careful. If he needs to stay out of the wrong neighborhood.
Look, he's in the park. Yeah, I mean, he's not. Yeah, I don't know where Greenville's hood is, but he's not there. Yeah,
right. I'm not convinced that this costume though. It looks like he made it, like he fabricated it himself.
Okay, well, it's
kind of shitty.
Well, some of the ones that you buy can be shitty. As somebody who spent the weekend at LA Comic-Con, sometimes they don't all look great. And yes, that was a nerd flex. Let's take a look at him in action.
Just recently, he rescued 2 people in the falls at the Reedy River.
So I saw one of them almost slip and fall, and I was like, all right, this is time to go. And I booked it over there, and I jumped over some rocks to get over there, and thankfully there was an indent to where I could put my feet like this and prop myself up. And then they grabbed my wrists and I pulled them up.
When the spectacular spider isn't making rescues.
So what do you think about that? Do you think he was able to parlay that rescue into a 3-way or
right? Like Aaron Imholt or whatever the hell, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
No, I wonder if Spider-Man eats jizz.
That's not canon in no version of the character, but perhaps Greenville Spider-Man.
All right.
Spectacular spider isn't making rescues, picking up litter, meeting fans, or just hanging out.
So I turn on my EMS scanner and I listen for anything going on, and I have notes of which streets I should be on the look for.
The CPR
So that taps into what you said. He has notes as to which streets to stay away from. If there's a police-involved shooting, Greenville Spider-Man is just in the park looking for people having trouble get off the rocks,
Okay. Yeah, I think if he sticks to the basic things, he can, sure. Everybody will is eventually going to hate him.
Okay.
You know, a lot of towns have these. Every town has its one local guy who dresses up like a crime fighter, and they become school shooters.
All right. I think we get local Greenville Spider-Man at this point. So far, who do you prefer, him or Lisa?
Right now, I really hate Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah.
I really hate Spider-Man.
Does he make you hate the character Spider-Man?
I've never been much of a fan of Spider-Man. The only time he was worth anything was when Tony Stark gave him like the armor fucking suit.
The space suit. Yeah, yes. I see. All right. Well, we have to thank our friend Reverend Shitstain, who sent this to me, and I thought, okay, we've covered this guy before. No, this is someone we've never seen before.
Think that I would actually own an alligator ever. It's been really kind of incredible.
Wesley Silva got his pet alligator 4 years ago from a neighbor who got her as a gift. When they weren't able to care for her anymore, they asked Silva if he'd be interested.
I did some research. I have kids of my own, and I didn't want to put anybody in jeopardy. And after some research, I was like, you know what? I'll take her.
So that alligator is almost the same size as his dick.
Well, I think you might have actually latched on to why he wanted the alligator. How would you describe for our audio audience the way that he's holding this alligator and the way the alligator is dressed?
Well, he's holding like a baby, and it's stretched out. It's very relaxed, and it has what appears to be kind of like a sweater vest that Chad Zumach would wear.
Yes.
And it is on the creature, and the creature seems to be enjoying this gentleman.
Yes, I think that all of those things are accurate.
I'll take her.
Since then, they've been everywhere.
We've gone to restaurants. We've been to Denny's, where she's a star there. She gets VIP treatment. We've been out to Bob Evans. We've been out to the...
So this guy's, he's not skinny. He loves his chain restaurants.
Right. Yes.
I understand. He strikes me as a guy who at Denny's would order the Moons Over my hammy. Yes. Yeah, probably.
And he hasn't mentioned Cracker Barrel.
No, because, he hasn't. Yeah, well, I mean, Susan's an African-American gentleman for our audio audience. If he hasn't mentioned IHOP, but he strikes me as a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity breakfast guy.
Okay.
So I feel like,
spectacular.
Yep, of course.
The Wagon Wheel in West Brownsville.
Silva says she always got a warm welcome. That is until nearly 2 weeks ago, when some shoppers at the West Brownsville Walmart reached out to Channel 11 about an alligator shopping in Walmart with its owner.
It's been very positive, and I was really taken back by that.
While Silva says Jin Sioshi is registered as an emotional support animal,
Jin Sioshi. I decided I'm not going to look up what that name is. I'm just going to bask in the fact that it's a stupid name.
Yeah, it means Christian Blatt's wife in Chinese.
It's possibly, for a super chat, yes, that's what it means.
Not allowed at Walmart. After our story, Walmart sent this statement saying in part, quote, "We welcome service animals in our stores, but it is unacceptable to expose members of the public to potential danger. Accordingly, alligators are not permitted on our premises."
What a bunch of assholes.
But can you imagine being the Walmart representative who has to comment to the media about this? Like, are alligators allowed in your store? What? No, what kind of dumb fuck would try and bring an alligator into a... All right, I got to comment on it now.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest here. 98% of the people that are in Walmart eat their own shit. So I think that they're all the animals. I don't think they'd have a problem with it.
That is a very high percentage, 98%. But I have been to Walmart, and I can't say that you're wrong.
Silva says he's upset, but understands. He says he'll continue taking her wherever she's welcome.
I just go with the flow.
Okay.
I like that animal. I think that I like him too. To me, it's a race for the top between black gay guy that owns the alligator.
Yes.
And Lisa, marylisa.com.
Yeah, I think that Lisa might be the winner, but and I guess if you have to marry any one of the three of them, it's definitely Lisa. You don't want to marry the guy with the alligator.
Well, I don't know if we're doing it over. Are we doing marry, sex, or marry, fuck, kill?
We absolutely can. Yeah, I think we need to. Yeah.
Okay,
I think we
but
need to
anyway,
do,
I think alligator's
K.
top.
Let's not use what the K word is.
Okay,
because it's
marry,
YouTube.
marry Buck and Slay.
Sure. Okay.
Spider-Man is unalive.
Correct. He's going to Greenland. Yep.
I would marry the dude with the alligator because the alligator's cool, and I would have sex with Lisa.
Hey, Chad's missing upper lip. Are you surprised that Easy said he would marry the dude?
Yeah, I mean, I that's, I'm 8% pansexual. Not a lot of people know that, but I'm addicted to love, and he seems loving. I love
Well,
him.
Anybody who's heard your show, I think, knows, and they feel like 8% is actually a little low.
Well, it might be, it may be, but last time I checked, it was 8%.
Last time we checked. I don't know how you get that checked, and I don't think I want to find out. All right. It is the most wonderful time of the year, and to celebrate, we have to go over to Who Are These Bears?
WATV, who are these bears? Who are these bears?
I love how right before I hit the stinger, I hear you go, yes. Because who loves bears more than Easy? Nobody. I didn't understand that comment from JFK.
I didn't either.
All right. So listen, it is Fat Bear Week. So let's hear what's going on with Fat Bear Week.
This morning, it's survival of the fattest at Alaska's Katmai National Park. Behemoth brown bears packing on the pounds ahead of hibernation season. And now they're battling it out for the title of brawniest Bruin in the popular online contest known as Fat Bear Week.
I have been waiting all year for this.
Is she a contestant?
No, this is just a social media contestant. This is just a fan. Yeah. You might have to ask that question about someone in this piece.
Oh, okay.
But, we've talked about Fat Bear Week before, and I believe we celebrated the winner last year. By this time next week, we will have a winner and we will sing their praises. But let's check back in on the excitement and the ramp up to Fat Bear Week.
I'm watching these babies plump up.
Last year, more than 1 million votes were cast from 100 countries.
What do you think about that? That more than 1 million people voted on Fat Bear Week. Is that a good indication of where we are as a society?
Yeah, I think so. And that's divided over 100.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's not really a lot. Are you telling me that? Does that mean that? Because I don't know the math. I'm thinking that's 10,000 per country.
I think you did the math, and yes,
that is right.
Yeah, I believe that's right. And
I don't believe that that's possibly true. That only 10,000 came in from the U.S. on average. There's no way.
Well, I'm going to say that the majority of these would be from North America. I doubt that Zimbabwe is taking time to vote on Fat Bear, but let's hear a little bit more about this year's competition.
And for more than a decade, millions of diehard fans, including school classrooms, have been tuning in to the live cams at Katmai's Brooks Falls.
Fat Bear Week is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the internet.
Watching the park.
Wow, that guy his belly was so distorted. He looked like that character in Total Recall flying out of his fucking chest. Nobody's going to get that reference.
No, well, I think most of us did. But what I love about this piece is that it has this little bear graphic that says "pause to read." But I can't read this kid's handwriting.
The kid writes like an idiot.
Tuning in to the live cams at Katmai's Brooks Falls.
Fat Bear Week is the greatest thing that's ever happened to the internet.
Yeah.
Watching the park's 2,200 bears feasting on salmon and doubling in weight. Some males topping the scales at 1,500 pounds as they prepare for winter.
A fat bear is a healthy bear.
Okay. All right.
Is that what you were? That's what you were waiting for.
The scales at 1,500 pounds as they prepare for winter.
A fat bear is a healthy bear.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that she's the spokesperson for Fat Bear Week?
Her face is so fat, she looks like Mr. Incredible.
Never really know quite where you're going to go, and I appreciate that.
Park Ranger Sarah Bruce says thanks to extraordinary salmon numbers, this year the bears could be more rotund than ever.
Yes. They're eating as much as they can right now. They're in a state called hyperphagia, which it means that some of their hormones telling them that they're full turns off. So they don't feel full at all. They just keep eating and eating and eating.
That explains your problem.
Yeah, that's like me at Golden Corral. It just something shuts off, and I'm like, we're not leaving yet.
It's legendary.
From bears in Alaska to these lovebirds in California to the spring moose migration in Sweden, nature cams have become a hot ticket online. And with the big bracket reveal later today, 12 bears now facing off for Fat Bear Week. Many fans already rooting for the return of reigning two-time champ 128, known as Grazer.
Yeah, I forgot that when I was putting this together, I forgot from last year that they all just really have numbers
Yeah.
and then they give them nicknames.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe we highlighted 128 last year.
Who became the first mama bear to win, tipping the scales at an estimated 800 pounds.
Can you imagine if they go on one of those cameras? Hey, let's check in with Grazer, and he's eating some homeless guy's rib cage.
He would get my vote for sure.
And big appetite seemed to run in the family. Her cub, 128 Jr., just won Fat Bear Jr., earning her a spot in the main event. Another likely contender.
So basically, this bear family is the Costco guys of the nature world.
Yes.
Because the kid one is even fatter than the dad one.
Contender Bear 32, aka Chunk, who returned to Brooks River this spring with a serious jaw injury.
Brown bears are typically solitary creatures.
Speaking of jaw.
So, yeah, my money, and I'm pulling for Chunk. We're going to see. And, as we were staring at Chunk, it did remind me, it had a striking resemblance to a friend of ours that we've featured on the show before.
Oh.
And it did make me think of our gal, Dank DeMoss.
Oh, Dank. God damn.
I have to thank Chad's missing upper lip because he made me aware of something. And I think we had enough fun with bears. And it is absolutely time to head over to the biggest celebrity that we all know.
WATV, who are these celebrity news? Who are these celebrity news?
So there's our gal.
Picture.
And
she's so fat that it makes her feet look preposterously small.
Yeah, it's like how you have a Barbie doll, not built like it, but the feet, you're like, well, that person could never stand. They could never. I don't know how she's upright.
Right. How is it that Tyreek Hill is nursing a broken leg and she's standing?
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, that's true. I doubt she's ever, torn an Achilles. So I received a video that we will have to play on mute because one of her terrible songs is in the background. But I do have this headline. Apparently, local news there in Detroit didn't think it was worth actually doing a piece on it, so they just put it on the website. But she settled her lawsuit with Lyft. And we remember Dank DeMoss. There was a Lyft driver who showed up and said, "Oh no, you gotta get a, you gotta get an XL. You're gonna pop my tires." And she said she would fit in the car. So she has settled with Lyft. And as a result of that settlement, and thanks again to Chad's missing upper lip, we now know she has this van that you can see there on the right. And again, it's on mute because her music is playing here. No. But look at her walk up. We have never seen her mobile before.
She's gonna get up there. How the fuck is she gonna do that? This is an athletic feat of strength, is what this. Look at that. Look at that. That's some power.
Now
that's some strength. Oh my God.
So this is what I think would get my vote for Fat Bear of the Week. But have you ever seen anything like this?
No, I mean, and she wears a very revealing clothing, so it looks like her whole leg is. They're all separate twats. The length of the leg is several different twat zones.
Yes, like how a cow would have, or a pig would have many teats. She actually has. Do you think she's bringing back 70s Bush?
Yeah, that is. I mean, each step is like a massive amount of lifting. I mean, this woman is strong. Like if you waved a magic wand and her brought her body fat from 99% to 1.5%, she'd be jacked just from lifting her arms, walking.
While she's climbing into her van, there's a lot of jiggling and, she has like a sleeveless shirt on. I would be worried about accidental nudity, except you realize that that's not a tit. That's just like part of her shoulder there, you know? And see, when you have her up close, you're like, all right, that's just a big girl. You don't realize that.
No, I keep picturing one of those. Her face got so much fat in it that the cheek just splitting right down the middle, like a sausage in the microwave.
Well, I'm sure that our chat is being very respectful, and I'm sure they're glad for her settlement here, that she's no doubt making tons of money. So congratulations to our number one gal, Dank DeMoss. If this show were ever to get on Super Tips, the first voice that I would ask for Moody to create for us would be Dank DeMoss. So maybe one day you'll be able to chat this show as Dank. But thank you, Chad, and apologies for the long setup. So as we talk about celebrities, that would include talk show hosts, but we have another jingle to play.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
And Jimmy Kimmel came back, and bad timing for when we do this show on Tuesdays, because he came back that night. A lot of people are aware of this now. We'll spend some time kind of reacting to his first show back. In the 6 days since this happened, pretty much everybody's forgotten about all of this. I don't think anybody cares anymore. If he still hadn't come back, you'd have a percentage that cared. But now that he's back, it's like, okay, great. I'm going to resume, like I do, not watching this show.
I will say this, after watching what he said and listening, at first I was like, well, all right, he's sincere. But the more I think about it, because there's a moment when he breaks down, when he's talking about Charlie Kirk, I don't believe that he actually feels bad about it one bit.
Well, don't worry, because we have that. So
yeah, I think he was faking it. I think he was just going, ah.
We'll look in his eyes while he's doing it. But this is the way that he kicks off his return.
If you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly scheduled encore episode of Celebrity Family Feud to bring you this special report. I'm happy to be here tonight with you.
Home field.
There are a ton of standing ovations. You've never seen
that. Was way long. It was uncomfortable.
Still going.
Yeah.
I had to turn it down. They're so happy. And that's a cutaway because it probably went on even longer.
Yeah. They're just so, I mean, I get why they're clapping. A, they love them. B, they want free speech, but they weren't, to be fair, not to get too far down the rabbit hole. There were plenty of right wingers who got yanked off of social media for shit that they said when Biden was in office.
Yeah.
So quit acting like he's some kind of fucking white knight for free speech, you know?
Right, exactly. And especially considering the clip we played last week where he was dressed like Karl Malone. He's not always a white knight. So that's
true.
Important.
Black knight. Brown knight.
All right. So here's Serious Jimmy.
This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like this. I've had the opportunity to meet and spend time with comedians and talk show hosts from countries like Russia, countries in the Middle East, who tell me they would get thrown in prison for making fun of those in power, and worse than being thrown in prison. They know how lucky we are here. Our freedom to speak is what they admire most about this country.
How do you feel about Preachy Jimmy? Do you
shut
enjoy
up. Like anybody doesn't know that. Gee, thanks for putting it into perspective. Now get to the juice.
Well, don't worry. We have the juice. And it didn't take long, as you theorized and as you referenced, for Crying Jimmy to show up.
A lot about what I need to say and do tonight. And the truth is, I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
Okay. So that... I can't even talk because you're making me laugh. So he chokes on that. Did you feel... and look, we've gone on record. Of course, this is a very sad thing. We're Not at all laughing at Charlie Kirk.
No, I'm laughing at this theater. That was horrible.
Well, let's
I wish
see
I
if-
would have felt this way when I first watched it. When I first watched it, I fell for it, and I was like, "Yeah." And then I went, "What the fuck was I saying?"
Well, I'm sure he'll get it together and stop with the theater.
I don't.
Oh, I forgot. Yet another applause break.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it.
So it's tough for him to get words out, and
He used that. He did, but he also, it was a gun control message. It absolutely was a gun control message.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was that whole, and all people who have died senselessly because of guns. Yeah,
well,
it's one of those.
it played right into his cause that there had been a school shooting on the same day. So
Yes.
Seth Meyers did the same thing. We never bothered to play it on here. He had a similar message on his show, and then they say and all gun violence. So, but Jimmy, I'm sure he can right the ship.
Still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make. But I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way.
Okay. So what percentage at 0 to 100, how sincere do you think he is here?
He's not. He's talking too much. If he were sorry, he'd just say, "I'm sorry I did that." But he's qualifying it. He's getting ready to drop the non-apology apology. And he did do all those things, because if you remember on the bit, not only did he say they're trying to do whatever they can to make him not be remember, I forgot his exact quote.
Well, they're trying to distance them. It was something like, I forget the exact
And then
quote,
he did a series of bits after that you found and we played.
Yes.
And so it was the whole tone.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't piss on my back and tell me it's rain. All right.
Yeah.
You were fucking around. That's exactly what you were doing. And now it's not appropriate for you to now cry.
Yeah.
And say, "I didn't mean this. I didn't." That's bullshit. I have less respect for you. I'd rather you just say, "Yeah, fuck you." And I'd have more respect for that.
And here's Guillermo dressed like a luchador. He's going to wrestle somebody in some pudding or whatever.
You were fucking around. Big deal. And somebody got pissed and you got caught. That's the only reason why you're saying this right now. It's because you got caught. But you're not sorry.
Well, you'll be glad to know that that's not the only time that he broke down into tears during his monologue.
There was a moment over the weekend, a very beautiful moment. I don't know if you saw this on Sunday. Erica Kirk forgave the man who shot her husband. She forgave him. That is an example we should follow.
Oh. Yes.
Okay.
Like you care. He doesn't give a shit.
But he choked on it. He's very emotional. I do believe that Jimmy Kimmel is very emotional. I don't know about in this moment. You're making me doubt. I kind of saw this the same way you did. So I'm fascinated that you're like, no. He's faking it for the camera. But let's give him a little more.
If you believe in the teachings of Jesus as I do.
Wait, what now? I'm sorry.
Since when?
Hang on. So the guy from the Man Show who used to greet tourists when they came off the bus and ask them, "Do you want to have sex with me? I promise it would be fun." So that guy is the 13th apostle, the 13th disciple. I didn't realize that Jimmy was such a Jesus guy. Did you?
This is so far off the reservation. And this is what you say when you're fighting for your fucking life. Yeah. This is what you say. You're trying to win. You're trying to salvage whatever you can. Cry. Talk about how much you love Jesus. Talk about the people that you hate, Republicans, and talk about the great job they did, Erica Kirk or whatever the fuck he was talking about.
Yes.
This is all part of a playbook, in my opinion, and it seems disingenuous to me. I don't believe any of this. I think it's all bullshit.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you gauge which you are more annoyed by, the fake sincerity and the possibly, in Eric Zane's mind, fake crying, or when they shift to comedy.
Now, A lot of people have been asking me if there are conditions for my return to the air, and there is one. Disney has asked me to read the following statement, and I agreed to do it. Here we go.
It's coming. I know it's coming.
To reactivate your Disney Plus and Hulu account.
Studio audience loves it. Easy.
It's a Jimmy Fallon type of joke. That's Fallon-esque.
That's the rudest thing you could say to a performer.
Open the Disney Plus app on your smart TV or TV connected device.
I needed to let him pay it off. Don't worry, that wasn't the only moment where he turned to mirth. I got to set this up. He's talking about FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who some were saying that started the ball rolling for the one affiliate group to want to not air the show.
Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And
okay, you actually like that one.
Good joke.
See, I did not have that reaction. That's why I love doing a show with Eric Zane, because I never know.
Funny.
So it is the Trump Cybertruck. I believe Aiden Ross or Eldon Ross, whatever that kid's name. This is the one that he gave Trump. We saw that right before the election. It is the Trump Cybertruck.
Oh, that's not even like Photoshop. That's a real fucking Trump.
No, that is a real car. Yes, we've seen that car on this show actually.
Oh, that's great. We have? Holy shit.
It was about a year ago. Yeah.
You know me. I'm ridiculous.
I know. I had to tell you who Charlie Kirk was. I remember. That's fine.
Charlie. Hey, Eric. Charlie Kirk just got assassinated. Who's that?
Yeah,
we just talked about him on the show. You fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's pretty much what the conversation was. All right. There is no way we're going to make it through this whole bit, but Jimmy brings a legend into the fold here for some laughs.
Almost 23 years on the air, we're suddenly not being broadcast in 20% of the country, which is not a situation we relish. So we reached out to the chairman of the FCC, Brendan Carr, and he has, to his credit, agreed to join us from his office in Washington. And here he is now. Thank you, Chairman Carr, for being with us tonight.
And it cuts to Robert De Niro at a phone, possibly just upstairs in the theater where they do that show. Yeah.
Shut up.
You tell Whoopi over there she better show a little respect, or the only view she's getting is from under George Washington. The bridge, not the guy.
The bridge, not the guy.
Oh, stick to mob roles.
Yeah. This isn't Meet the Fockers.
Excuse me, sir? Yeah, hi.
Well, what is this? You sneak up on me? You don't sneak up on a person. It's not nice.
I believe that Bobby D is ad-libbing right there. I feel like that's not on the cue card in front of him.
I think this is just one of those bits where it's recorded and Jimmy has to interact with it, right?
Well, I thought that too, but actually literally watching it now, De Niro's waiting for the audience to stop, so I think he can hear them. So I think this might actually be live. I don't know if he's in New York or if he's in LA. I don't know any of that, but I do think he's doing it live.
I'm sorry. What is your name? Because I was expecting to talk to the chairman of the FCC.
You don't need to know my name, and I am the new chairman of the FCC.
You were appointed FCC chairman by Donald Trump?
Sir Trump, yes. I used to do some work with him.
Now, see, that's funny because he doesn't like Trump. So he's calling him Sir Trump. Easy. Is Jimmy not doing a good enough job of explaining this bit to you?
It's just corny. It's just corny. I hate corny.
I know you do.
It's just bad.
And don't worry, this is a 4-minute bit. We are not going to go through all of it.
4 fucking minutes.
I couldn't believe it when I tried to clip it. I'm like, you know what? We're not going to play enough of this for me to break it up. But let's see if we can get into the meat of the comedy.
Man, here and there in Atlantic City.
But did I just hear you on the phone threatening Whoopi Goldberg?
No, I would never threaten Miss Goldstein. I was just teaching her a lesson about
got her name wrong.
No, well, pardon me for saying so. Maybe you're the wrong guy to talk to, but it seems like the FCC is using mob tactics to suppress free speech.
What the did you just say to me?
So they get him swearing, so that at least is going to get some degree of response. But the audience already loved it. What were you going to say, Z?
So is he playing the part of De Niro? Has he made that clear what he's doing?
I think that there was probably a lawyer somewhere that said you can't pretend that this is Brendan Carr. You have to say that this is a different guy.
Okay.
You know, but using mob tactics. And if you thought that the bleep was funny, get ready.
I didn't mean any offense. You know, you can't curse or we'll get fined by the FCC.
I am the FCC. I can say whatever the I want. No.
Well, it sounds a little like threats and intimidation to me, Chairman.
Stop that. It's just me.
Okay, don't worry. I think that we get it. Who's worse in this, De Niro or Kimmel? Because they're both terrible, and I'm really torn as to who's giving a worse performance here.
Well, I would say De Niro is. It's very close. They're both very, very bad in my opinion. But De Niro. But when I say that, it's because, but Jimmy does this so often. He should have a better handle on this type of bit. But the whole thing's flat. You know, it's kind of like that whole rant I just did.
Would you rather have watched, and we're done, I'm not going to go back to it. Would you rather have watched all 4 minutes or watch Jimmy pretend to cry? Which one is more objectionable to you?
I would rather have watched Jimmy cry than that bit. That bit is one of the least favorite things I've seen. Not since I saw the video of Charlie Kirk's last breath have I disliked something more.
Yeah. Well, it was not as disturbing as that for me, but I know what you're saying. It's been about that long since you've seen something that bad. How are the chatters feeling about all this? Any of them super?
No. We had Annie. Oh my God, I love Annie.
Oh, Annie. It's a $2 super chat, but it's actually almost a $3 super chat.
Yeah, how about you? How about you, Annie?
Yeah.
Salt of the earth, that Annie.
Annie's great people.
And I think that's it. Everybody else is just like, yeah, hell no. Screw you guys.
In the interest of transparency, we're showing some terrible clips, but you almost feel like people would throw us money to get us to stop. But
well, you know, I mean, you never know with super chats because we can actually sometimes the show is funny. And they're laughing so much that they just forget to throw a few shekels at us.
We'll see if that happens as we officially head over to politics.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
So I want to focus on a show that's been on for a couple months now. We'll go back to the premiere of the Katie Miller podcast, and this goes for a very specific audience. Let's see from the rollout of, and she might go by Kate, but she looks like a Katie Miller to me.
I'm Katie Miller.
Oh, she is Katie.
Welcome to my podcast and welcome to my living room. You may be wondering what I'm doing here hosting a podcast. It seems these days, just about everyone has a podcast. For years, I've watched from the sidelines as people I know, people I respect, have hosted TV shows, radio shows, podcasts, you name it. And I thought, hey, I could do that too. Right. And why? Because for years, I've seen that there isn't a place for conservative women to gather online.
She's like, wait, I realized, oh, these podcasts all suck. I could definitely suck as well, I think is what she's trying to say. What do you feel about this set that she's pretending is her living room? The fact that I think she's got no shoes on, her posture. Does this seem like an inviting podcast for a young conservative gal like you, Eric?
Not yet.
Okay.
Things that I've parked on. I think she actually has a shoe on there.
Oh, okay.
Shoe on the chair. I've parked on that, and then so did DeWired. Her nose and how scripted this sounds. That's all I've picked out.
Okay. Well, perhaps, this was before she'd even started her first show. Maybe it gets more natural.
There isn't a place for a mom like me, mom of 3 young kids, 4, 3, and almost 2, and a wife, and trying to do a career, eat healthy, work out, There isn't a place for a mom like me.
There isn't?
I was going to say, that sounds like every podcast that I've ever seen on WATP, except she's like, oh, but this one's for conservatives. You know, a lot of other podcasts.
For moms like me, you know, you just named every mom in America.
Yeah. So she's giving you her background. She wants you to know who she is. But it's also important to realize that she's married to this guy. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is Arthur Slugworth, the president of Slugworth Chocolates Incorporated.
Yeah, Willy Wonka.
Rival to Willy Wonka. She's married to this guy, Stephen Miller, who you look at him. I believe he's 38. Her husband is Stephen Miller, who I like to consider a more handsome, taller, and less creepy Vince the lawyer. That's how I see Stephen Miller.
He's 38. He looks 58. What the fuck?
Yeah, he is under 40 for sure. And I don't know. I mean, I think that the embodiment of being a goblin is the way that I look at him.
He is. He's a ghoul.
So on her first episode, Katie had a big name first guest, Vice President J.D. Vance, although, you know, J.D. Dance works as well. And if there's one thing J.D. Vance knows, it's funny.
He was known as a funny jokester. What's the funniest joke he's told you? Or the funniest moment you've had with him?
Okay, so you guys will have to determine whether we can actually put this in the final.
Cut it. It's not.
Final cut.
Oh my God, is this going to get crazy? He's got a Marco Rubio anecdote. All right, Katie, we might have to cut this.
But
Cut it if not.
We were talking about something very serious related to the Middle East, and he starts this joke totally deadpan. He's like, you know, I learned something interesting about the Middle East because I had a constituent call a few years ago when I was in the Senate, and a woman was visiting Israel, and her husband died while they were in Israel. And I was like, oh man, that's terrible. And she was trying to get help from us for how to get the body back to the United States. And she said to me, you know, man, I don't know, maybe I don't want it back. The last time somebody the last time somebody died over here, they rose from the dead 3 days later. And I didn't know until the very end.
So, again, a lot of Jesus humor on the show today. I want to get back to the fact that the team over there at the Katie Miller podcast did the VP dirty. He fucks up the joke. That was an easy fix.
The last time somebody died over here, they rose from the dead 3 days later.
Look at how hard.
And I didn't know until the very end that it was a totally bullshit joke. I was like on the edge of my seat, like what happened with this poor woman and her husband? But, he's got jokes. He's got a lot of Florida man.
Yeah, he's got jokes. That fucking Marco Rubio. I'm going to be looking for more Marco Rubio jokes. I don't know about you.
Yeah, that was all weird.
The whole thing was weird. Yeah. You know,
you ever do that though? I mean, like if you're with somebody and you barely know them and they're trying so hard to drop a joke on you, I'm the king of the courtesy laugh just to get out of the room. I'm like, yeah.
Well, that's why Carl put you on the show.
Okay.
Because we know that you're the king of the courtesy laugh.
Perfect. Okay.
And we appreciate that. While Katie Miller was sitting down with the VP, she asked about this video that went viral that I believe we actually never showed. He's at Disneyland with his family, and they're outside of what used to be Splash Mountain. And this video of him running really baffled a lot of people.
What the hell is he doing?
I'm just going to let you watch again, and you can describe it for our audio audience, any thoughts that you might have. And we're going to look at it in the context.
He's a gay runner. He's a gay runner. That is a total like Lamar Luttrell, Revenge of the Nerds gay run.
Lamar Luttrell. Yeah. Well, Katie's going to ask him about that.
Oh, he runs funny. No, the actual...
It's like the dad run.
The dad run. But my kids really like this game called Ogre, where I like chase after them, but I don't run full speed. And so I was playing Ogre, and that was what caused the great scandal of how I ran it.
Do you believe that they play a game called Ogre? I mean, it's so stupid that it would be hard to imagine him making it up. Or do you think he just runs like a fruit?
Probably is Ogre, but he does run like a fruit.
So a little column A.
Yeah.
Little column B.
You know, he wasn't really full on running, but it did look quite fruity. To be
Well, we go back to the beginning of the Katie Miller podcast because she made a lot of news last week when Attorney General Pam Bondi said this.
And then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
Dear.
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
anxious to hear what you think about this.
So, well, you're not going to have to worry about what I think because I have a lot of people who weigh in on her saying this that are not the people that you think would perhaps criticize Pam Bondi and the White House. But this is one of the craziest things that, things have been going great for Trump. So there might be a little bit of overreach here. And Pam Bondi might have gotten a little carried away with saying that because everyone who supports free speech, which we talk a lot about on shows like this, says that you have to defend the right of the Ku Klux Klan to exist and to say what they believe.
Yeah.
It's
the Illinois Nazi or the Illinois Nazis, that whole thing. That's their right to do that, I thought. But I mean, is she suggesting otherwise?
She's suggesting otherwise. And the first person to try to sound the alarm was our gal Megyn Kelly.
Back down on hate speech? What the fuck? That's not a question that a conservative would ask. I don't understand what's happening there.
What I do love about Megyn not being on a network, by the way, is she always leans into the fact that she can swear,
Right.
Good for her. And don't lie, it makes her sexier.
And then for Pam Bondi to not say, whoa, sister, we on the right do not crack down on hate speech. We don't believe in that nonsense. There's this pesky document called the Constitution that doesn't allow it, but we don't even agree with it in principle, was kind of extraordinary.
Okay. So that's the gist of what Megyn Kelly has to say. Very rational from a very smart legal scholar that she is. She was
in that clip, were those two guys the same dude? I don't know if you noticed that. Look at those two.
Yes, they're the conservative Doublemint twins.
Yes, and then you got this guy here. Is everybody people on the right love it when a black guy, speaks like these right wingers do.
Yeah,
they love that.
This is Megan's black friend, and again, the conservative Doublemint twins. The double your lack of pleasure, double your we don't have any fun. Those two right there. Looks like a wild podcast.
Right. So I guess you have Bondi saying that, and then they're already jumping all over her. Yeah. Does Bondi ever come back and say anything about this?
No, I felt like her saying it once was going to be enough, but she doubles and triples down, and she feels like determined that hate speech is something they're going to go after. Another friend of the show weighs in, Tucker Carlson.
Hope that Charlie Kirk's death won't be used by a group we now call bad actors to create a society that was the opposite of the one he worked to build. You hope that. You hope that a year from now, the turmoil we're seeing in the aftermath of his murder won't be leveraged to bring hate speech laws to this country. And trust me, if that does happen, there is never a more justified moment for civil disobedience than that, ever. And there never will be.
By the way, you get the feeling when Tucker is like calm like this, he's like, snap of the finger away from, just turning into the Incredible Hulk and just trashing that entire cabin behind him. He's like very calm. And he's like, well, the trick is I'm angry all the time. So he's this is him holding it in. He's always holding back. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you think would cause people to lose their minds more? You can't say what you want or you can't own guns. you can only have one. Which one would cause more quote unquote civil disobedience?
I would say the guns, if I had to guess.
Well, then what he's saying is it won't get worse.
Yeah.
If they start to tell us what we can and can't say. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. I think that guns might. I agree with you.
Yeah. The president was asked about this, so maybe he's a good person to clear this up.
Pam Bondi's saying she's going to go after hate speech. Is that, I mean, a lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
She'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech.
So it's a great tactic that President Trump uses a lot. I don't want to answer your question, so I'm
go
going to talk
after
about
you.
I'm going to talk about how great I am. You suck. Somebody that we don't feature on this show very much spoke up on this. Steven Crowder.
Here,
And, is that the guy that loves David Landau?
Yes, that is the guy who Dave Landau.
Wasn't there video of him like doing a DDT on his wife allegedly?
So it was all verbal.
Oh, it was verbal.
There's no allegations of anything physical.
Okay.
I may have made the rounds when that video came out.
That was something.
He
was like really mean to some chick, his wife.
That is true. That the video shows that. Yes.
Okay.
So he has thoughts on Pam Bondi.
Bondi here, and when they were doing the confirmation at that point, I was hoping for the best, holding my nose. Know enough about her background. She does not share your values. She is not a conservative, and I can prove it. She makes the case that hate speech is different from free speech, and that we won't allow hate.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm pausing
His
it.
head is too big for his face. There's not enough face and too much head.
He didn't used to have that beard. And while we're talking about Steven Crowder, I want to feature, he was on with Piers Morgan and commenting on the death of Charlie Kirk. And what I think a lot of people might forget is that he did the sit down on a college campus with the prove me wrong signs before Charlie did.
Well, he was changed my mind, right?
Changed my mind. Yes, I'm sorry. You're right. It was changed my mind. Thank you. So he, of course, is very respectful and at no time makes it about himself.
It's like, because I was in that spot, I started it, and Charlie cited it as inspiration. If I could change one thing, and I do believe that I'm partially responsible for this.
Oh, all right. This is going to be a doozy, but all right. Go ahead, Crowder.
I failed people. I've had to do a lot of soul searching. When I did change my mind and started in 2016, the idea was, hey, calling the left on their bluff, civil dialogue with anyone to the tune of billions of plays and hundreds of hours. And it got increasingly violent. And what I didn't tell people, I told people out there, go do this on your own campus, have these conversations. I advocated for it. And Charlie took it to another level. He was unbelievable at it. What I didn't do, I didn't tell people about the threats because I didn't want copycats. I didn't tell them about terrorists from Yemen through Sweden showing up in East Grand Rapids. I didn't tell them about concrete milkshakes. I didn't tell them about my tires getting slashed, about people trying to firebomb my car. And maybe if I would have picked up the phone, maybe if I would have used this megaphone to tell people it's real life out there and the left wants you dead, maybe Charlie would have had a fighting chance.
Did you hear the part where he talked about the millions of views that his
right.
videos have gotten? And
he's patting himself on the back.
But obviously RIP Charlie Kirk, but Steven Crowder wanted to make sure we knew he did it first. I think
all I had to do was have hear from how it went with Dave, and I realized how much of a fucking dick this asshole is.
I mean, I don't believe I ever signed anything where I can or cannot say that, but I heard everything that Dave Landau had to say, and that story.
That's all I needed to hear.
That was fascinating. Yeah,
Dave, salt of the earth, sweetest person on the planet. Fuck you, you goddamn caveman.
So anyway, there's somebody in the organization that is more troublesome, who's a bit more of a handful. But Apeshit Media says, I have nothing funny to say, but have a $5. That's €5. So you know what that means. That's more than dollars.
Yeah, that's our high dollar amount.
Yeah.
And you guys really need to think up something that's funny to say.
Rumple Trench Coat, a Columbo podcast. I appreciate every courtesy laugh I get, Easy. Go ahead, give him one.
Yeah.
I can't remember Rumple Trench Coat. I had an idea for something that I wanted that I felt like you and I should do, and then I never reached out to you. So
You forgot the idea?
No. I forgot to share it with him. I don't want to say it on the show. Anyway, so we've been having fun, and what's more fun than sports?
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what's a side-eye.
That one is still my favorite, but it still needs to be louder.
It's not loud enough. I could barely hear it. It sounds excellent, but
so
I don't.
Easy. This is one you sent to me this morning. Rory McIlroy and interacting with a fan.
Hey, you faggot. Throw him on. For what? Throw him on. For what? For calling me a faggot.
It's so quick. It's so simple. And he's like, he says, like, for calling me that, for calling me an F slur, but he actually uses the word. And I'm like, well, that makes, it's like, oh, for calling me that, it's not a funny clip, but the fact that he actually says
it was on for that whole event. You had the MC leading "fuck you, Rory" chants. It was unbelievable. And then the Europeans beat the shit out of the Americans.
That's what I'm talking about, Easy, from Rumple Trench Coat, a Columbo. See, I gave you one. So at this very moment, the Detroit Tigers are in Cleveland facing off against the Guardians. And Tarek Skubal was on the mound. They're leading 2-1 for anybody who cares that much. This is a video you sent me of not the last time these two teams met, but I do believe it's the last time that Skubal saw the Guardians. This is you sent me a very tasteful video for an uncomfortable moment.
He tried squares. He squares. He tried to bunt, and it hit the back squares. He tried squares. He tried squares. He squares. He tried squares.
So it just keeps going in this video that he's squared up trying to bunt, and Skubal hits him in the face.
Right.
And then
look at that.
You sent me this photo.
It doesn't look like face.
Yeah.
It looks like a fucking. You remember that video for that Genesis song? God,
Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, with the spitting image puppets from the UK. Yes, it does look like that. It also looks like Fry is the batter's name. That he's got like one of those like old clown mouths where they draw on the fake beard and then they have the white lips. So yeah, and Skubal handled this really well. He was fucked up by it, and he went and visited him in the hospital. There's for anybody that wants like a heartfelt sports story, you can follow that. But we're here for just dudes getting hit in the face, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The guy looks like Rocky now from the movie Mask. He's all fucked up.
Yes, he's Rocky Dennis. So for those that don't follow baseball that closely, my team, the New York Mets, ended up missing the playoffs by a single game, despite having had the best record in baseball back in June. And as I alluded to last week, it was a long time. They were terrible for the last 3 months, like just awful. So the fact that it was only one game is the surprising part. But if I'm here to celebrate when my team is good and to make fun of other teams when they are bad, and we'll no doubt be doing that during these playoffs, I think turnabout is fair play. So let's start off with the Miami Marlins call of the final play of the final game where the Mets were eliminated.
Ground ball to second for one. Ball game over. Season over. The Marlins season's ended with a series victory and a shutout over their division rival New York Mets.
There are some great cutaways to the crowd for our visual audience. I'm sorry, audio audience, you don't get to see them.
They're just sulking. And this announcer is acting like they just won the World Series. They're not even making the playoffs. They're a pile of shit all year.
Yeah, well, that is kind of the point
which
that
is
was
great.
made. That this was their World Series. Here's Marlins radio commenting on it.
What a perfect way to end this year, Gabby Sanchez.
Wow. I mean, you have to look at it as the Reds. They needed Miami to win.
It is the worst part is that the Reds actually lost on Sunday. So if the Mets had won, they would have been in. If the Reds had won, the Mets had no chance to make it. So all they needed to do was win. So that's what these guys are talking about.
The Mets knew that they had to win this game. Marlins, play spoiler. Mets are not going to the playoffs. Knocking them off, that is something where every single team, I don't care who you are, I don't care where you play. At the end of the season, when a team has the ability or the chances to get to the playoffs, the other team is saying, well, we're going to be playing spoiler because we're not going to just roll over and we're not going to just let you win.
Damn.
Have you ever seen so many ugly girls from Long Island crying?
Yeah. Mets fans, they're kind of a disaster.
Yeah, there's a degree of pride that goes with it.
Right. They're not quite as bad as Phillies fans, but
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like that chick right there, she's a Philly 11.
she is a Philly 11.
Right.
All right. I'm always one. You don't have any part in this. I'm always one to highlight who many believe is the best booth in baseball broadcasting, the Mets TV booth. So let's see what they have to say about how this season ended.
And he pulls one on the ground, a chance for two, to second one, back to first. And the Mets agonizing 3.5 month slow motion collapse is complete.
So nobody hates your team more than the people who follow it every day. I think that, like the Phillies fans who we have who are yelling their head off when the Phillies lose, those guys live and breathe with every pitch. So when you know what all the flaws are, and these guys have called 162 games, so they know that this was coming. And the loud music and the flashing light.
Wow.
And they're just kind of letting it hang there. Like Vin Scully letting the crowd dictate a World Series broadcast.
This collection of talent winds up outside of an expanded playoff system after having the best record in baseball for the first 2.5 months of the season. Everything goes wrong over the last 3.5 months, and the Mets find themselves on the outside looking in.
So there's more. You can look up that clip if you want to really bask in it.
Well, the only thing that's keeping, the Mets that was terrible. But, my Detroit Tigers, those assholes with 3 weeks to go in the season were up 12.5 games. Yeah. They managed to fucking piss all that away, and they barely squeaked into the wild card.
And that's what people were saying when it looked like both of those things could happen. Which one was worse? And the Mets one is bad, but the Tigers would have been worse because they just let it slip away at the end. Well, yeah, but they actually just won. I'm sorry. I looked at it. I'm looking at the wrong day for some reason. The game's not over yet.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right.
But anyway, they were winning the last time that I looked. But yes, so that would have been worse. But then they did make it, and they're leading in the bottom of the 8th. So we'll see. All right. So if a New York sports team stumbles, well, then we have a murderer's row of familiar characters that we need to visit, starting with the great Mike Francesa.
This is such a colossal failure. This is one of the great, colossal, gutless collapses that we have seen from a team with talent in a very long time. There are bad teams. That's not them. They aren't a bad team. They're a gutless bunch of underachievers. That's what they are. Gutless to the core as a group.
It's worth pointing out that Mike's a Yankees fan, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong, by the way.
That's a hell of a thing to say. You're gutless. I mean, that stings. You're gut. And then
don't you love how the podcast producer puts on the screen as soon as he says it? Mike, quote, gutless collection of underachievers. What were you going to say, Easy? Sorry.
Yeah. Because he says he frames it with they're a good team, but they're gutless.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
By the way, they didn't have a pitcher who could go more than 4 innings for like 2 months, and they didn't get a starting pitcher at the trade deadline where everybody was like, "Oh, you should probably do that." Go ahead and read what Rumple Trench
says. That batter looked like he was about to pretend to sweep up a spotlight.
Emmett Kelly. That's who I was thinking of, actually. That's the clown, the hobo clown.
Yes.
Hobo with a B.
David Fry.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Rumple Trenchcoat.
They should be ashamed of themselves. I never thought they would be this gutless. I never thought that they would not figure it out to this extent. I never thought their pitching would dissolve as badly as it did, but not just their pitching. They were a top-heavy lineup all year. They became a bad defensive team. They became a bad situational team. And they became a bunch of gutless bums.
You're not wrong, Mike.
That's
what
a pretty good
down the
rant.
stretch.
Yeah.
I don't hate the rant. I think he's doing a good job.
He's great at this. And you know, in 2004, when the Red Sox came back down 0-3 and then won the next 4 to advance to the World Series against the
Yanks, right?
He was still on with Chris Russo at the time, and he showed up that day. That is some of the best sports talk I've ever heard.
Yeah, when you can tap into emotion,
because this isn't even his team, but when he feels disgust for the Yankees, which he did during the World Series last year, it's always great. Speaking of the Yankees, we have focused on Yankees broadcaster Michael Kay in the past. Now, he also has a sports talk radio show on ESPN in New York, ESPN Radio. He also has a huge chip on his shoulder and is very sensitive. So he starts off by saying that he does feel bad for most fans of the Mets, but there is a group that he's going to focus on.
People that I don't feel for. The people that made me think that it might be fun today to come on at 1 o'clock and just giggle for 2 hours. You know who you are. You're the creeps that couldn't let good enough be. You're the ones. We're the big brother now. You're the ones who kept sending those tweets out to me. Oh, Juan Soto looks happy now. How dumb do you feel? How chagrined are you?
By the way,
serious.
As someone who knows a professional internet troll who looks like a potato, they love this. The fact that it's getting to him, that he's talking about it at this point, instead of gearing up for the Yankees starting the playoffs against the Red Sox of all teams.
Yeah, he wants to stick it to him. Look at him. He's looking directly at the camera with that monster forehead.
Yeah, and I'll take a joke from Back to the Future. He showed up for work in a life vest.
Are you embarrassed? Because this was going to be the dawning of a new era.
Marvel Comics,
the Yankees were going away. When they went 20 and 31 over those 51 games, you were rejoicing
about the Yankees.
I don't think the Yankees can make the playoffs. See, they couldn't do it with their plan B. Plan B worked. Your plan A didn't.
So how do you feel about his voice work, Michael Kay? Oh, Juan Soto looks happy now.
Okay, I don't hate that he's this wound up over it. You're right. He is. It has gotten to him, and he's revealing that.
Yes, he is.
And you know, there's definitely a place for it. I would listen to that.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, he's not done.
Every Met fan out there, I feel for you. I do. And I don't rejoice in your pain at all.
Oh, come on.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes, you.
But it's that vicious, angry subset of Met fans that weren't hugged by their parents.
Like this?
Who didn't have any love in their family, and they just loved to pass along hate. Derisive. Nasty.
Derisive?
He said
derisive. Those I don't feel sorry for.
Is derisive a word?
I'm gonna tell you.
Derisive is a word, but I think he meant divisive.
He did. There's no way he meant to say derisive.
Yeah.
A little secret. I feel glee.
Okay.
About your pain today, because you deserve it.
Yeah, so not all Mets fans.
The way
He's
you
sick.
tried to make my life a living hell.
Because they had a
By all
team?
those-
Well,
because they were rooting for their team, asshole.
So they would tweet at him because he said that he couldn't believe that Juan Soto, after being on the Yankees last year for 1 year, signed the free agent contract.
So is
with
that
the
hurt
Mets.
because they said, aha, we
Well,
got Juan Soto?
His observation early in the season was that he looked like he's not having fun. And he had a slow start, but then he stole bases for the first time in his career. He had more than 40 home runs, whatever. That's not the point. So he's saying, like, don't you feel stupid now? And he gave a lot of time to this. I've got 2 clips out of like a 20-minute rant.
Those Juan Soto tweets, when you knew that I never even said the stuff that you're accusing me of saying, but you needed something to hang on the rim about. And you said, let's pick the guy who announces Yankee games and is also accessible on the radio show. Let's do it to him. But now I'm the one who's laughing at you.
Oh, what a bitch.
Yeah.
What a
and
child.
You might remember that he got into a back and forth with one of the Blue Jays
Yes, over the
announcers.
sweep when they swept them earlier.
And the fact that they're not a pennant team, they're not a division winner. And they, of course, did win the division.
They won the division, right.
And they're at home sleeping on their brooms this week while the Yankees have to play the Red Sox in the wild card series.
Oh, I want the Red Sox to win just because of Michael Kay.
We will get much better content that week. So one final thing on this before we move on, because you might wonder, well, what does an actual Mets fan think? Another ESPN Radio New York personality is Don LaGreca. We saw him, I think, just last week. You called him Fat Kenny Rogers. So let's see what Fat Kenny Rogers has to say about this season.
Don't have a chance to complain when you blow it the way they did. You take it. You take it. You get smacked in the face and you take it. You don't defend yourself. This team is not worth defending. We're a worthless piece of garbage organization right now. Hopefully we'll get up from it. Hopefully they'll make the right decisions. But stop complaining about the Marlins. Stop complaining about the Reds. Stop thinking you're better than you actually are. Stop worrying about the Yankees and worry about yourself.
What would you describe that color of red his face is for our audio audience?
What's the retarded comic that's always fighting with everybody's name again? What's his name?
Chad
he's got a successful brother.
Oh, he looks like Kevin Brennan.
He looks like Kevin Brennan.
He
color.
definitely looks
That's
like
what that
KD.
is.
Yeah.
He's got a Brennan face.
Own the
less
town, my
rosacea.
ass. How about owning a above 500 record and making the playoffs with the second highest payroll in baseball? Look in the mirror. The words Yankees or Marlins or baseball or Manfred or anything coming out of your mouth other than we suck, I don't want to hear it. So shut your mouth. That's what ticks me off. Those are the creeps.
How could this producer sitting across from the glass not be cracking up? That would be like a real test of fortitude.
Yeah.
To be across from this slob. And his tits sweat.
Yeah.
How
I
the
mean,
fuck?
I was disappointed in the Mets too, but I didn't even watch this game because I was like, oh yeah, I don't need to live through that. But if I'm sitting across from this guy, I can't hold it in.
No.
Here's the credit that I'll give Don LaGreca. None of that was written. You know, maybe he had notes, but he's not reading that off a sheet of paper. He's legitimately that upset.
Oh,
So
I can't believe that.
I know. That's why I say that.
So
on the
outstanding.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. I think he might, whether he's a Jets or a Giants fan, I think we're going to visit with Don LaGreca again during.
Yes. We need more of that.
But there were teams that actually made it to the playoffs, and we do love champagne celebration. Here's the Phillies. And what we're looking at here is Kyle Schwarber with one of those beer bongs.
Yeah.
A guy who could win MVP if Shohei Ohtani wasn't in the league. I don't know. He had like 45 home runs. But so here he is. They're pouring a couple of beers in there.
No goggles. That's not easy.
Let's hear him. What's his thing? That's the whole reason I love that is he's getting it all over his face. He's like, I'm hammered.
Yes. Yes.
And then this is a great moment from the Cubs celebration.
Of champagne have you used here today? 今日何本のシャンペーンのボトルを使いましたか？多分10本以上開けましたし、シャンパンっていうものは口から飲むよりも肌から吸収した方が美味しいことが分かりました。Probably more than 10, and I learned that with champagne, instead of drinking it, you should absorb it with your skin. It feels better.
His teammate just dumps it on his head.
Oh, okay.
So the reason why that one's funny to me is that they have to go through the interpreter.
It's just a huge pain in the ass to talk to these people. There
And-
have been times that players have had to have interpreters on the mound too, right?
Yeah, that happens a lot actually.
Like a coach will come out, interpreters come out, talk to the.
Yeah, sometimes
Japanese
if it's a Latin pitcher, a lot of times there's a player on the team who will help, translate for the catcher. So if we're going to talk about the Chicago Cubs, our buddy Carl is a big Cubs fan.
Loves
He's
the
excited
Cubs
that
fan.
Yeah, they're.
I know a guy who's a partial owner of that team.
Of the Chicago Cubs.
I swear to God.
Is it Carl Hamburger?
No, it's Dan DeVos.
Oh, okay. Well, Dank DeMoss?
No, Dan DeVos. God damn it!
All right,
I'm name dropping.
Tell me if you think that this is the way that Carl goes to a game at Wrigley.
Do you want it? Did you bring your mouse? You better bring your mouse.
So this guy's sitting there in the bleachers with his laptop, and he has a mouse sitting next to him.
And then there's only one. Is this working? There's only one question. Is this guy doing work, or my other thought is he's going over fantasy football draft?
It was a few weeks ago, so it could have been the latter.
But I mean, he could be working,
Do you think that's a fun way to go check out a game at Wrigley?
He looks like a dork because his knees are all together. He just looks like a little child there. That's not a good look.
Well, what is also not a good look was they had a celebrity out in the bleachers a couple weeks ago. Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam.
Oh, yes. Big Cubs fan.
Who was celebrating early.
That you're like a regular out here. What today, though, is it like to get to enjoy this with Anthony?
I've never got to sit with my favorite player in the bleachers.
Rizzo.
Singing the stretch with him. What was
He's
it
drunk.
like? Singing the stretch with him. What was it like?
Oh, I was terrified.
You were terrified? Why?
Just I didn't want them to fuck up.
So he's drunk, and he's talking to Anthony Rizzo, former Cub, and the sideline reporter, I forget what you call it, the on-field reporter is just like, all right, Eddie Vedder, it's a cable channel, it's all right, he can say fuck it up.
Yes. Is that Mrs. Vedder next to him?
No, that is Cindy Crawford.
It is?
Yeah.
What a smoke show. My God. I was like, is that really Cindy Crawford? She doesn't age.
I still would, by the way, in case she's asking.
What a babe.
Yeah. That's really the gist of that one is that Eddie Vedder is shithoused, and he also swears on the air. So what does DeWired say?
Yeah. Vedder's wife is Asian, and
all right. I have new respect for him.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, you got 10 more minutes easy. I know we're at your usual.
Bring it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I'm being a respectful host. So we haven't visited the Athletics in a while. And remember, they don't have a city in front of their name right now because they're moving to Las Vegas, but they play in Sacramento. So we haven't featured their play-by-play announcer, Jenny Kavnar, in a while. Let's see if she's gotten any better at home run calls.
2-1, Langoliers! See you later! Grand slam for Shea Langoliers, and the A's take the lead!
Have you found this pleasant so far?
No, she sounds like Milhouse from The Simpsons. Can't get past it.
Nobody told me they would be posting.
3, and the lights are flashing!
Yeah, we know you're a TV broadcaster. We know the lights are flashing.
I'd have to listen. I'd have to give whoever it is like a full 1 year, and maybe I can get used to them. But I've struggled with lady broadcasters.
We've played her before.
Sounds awful.
We've played her before, yeah. In the booth with her is Dallas Braden, and then this was a conversation during a show that Jenny was on assignment.
I think they're great. I think they're delicious.
Talking about nachos.
One of my favorite appetizers on the planet. But I like it with actual cheese.
As opposed to
the spray cheese.
This is in the middle of the game.
Buddy, I'm not sure where you're ordering nachos from. But if you're ordering nachos and they're spraying cheese on your chips, you need to find a new nacho spot.
I have to agree that you don't want like Cheese Whiz on your nachos, right? I mean, this is crazy.
I'll take a couple sprays of cheese.
Yeah, exactly. It's like putting deodorant on your nachos. All right. So this next clip, this is again Dallas Braden and the fill-in guy.
Is Dallas Braden N-word League Museum guy?
So he's the other guy.
Yeah,
in
he's
that,
the guy.
Yeah.
with
He's the
hat.
guy who's standing there in the
Right.
hat as his I forget which Kuiper that was. Talks about the Negro League Museum. And he still works for the Athletics. Dallas Braden does.
A lot of times they'll just wipe everybody out.
Yeah, right.
Like
but
collateral damage.
They don't have any money. So let's take a look at this observation about what's going on the field in a largely visual clip. But this clip is, I think, why this show was invented. Okay.
I go for one of them too. Little It's It.
What's that? It's it.
What's an It's It?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the folks at home, I
having a snack.
On behalf of
It's It.
Chris Carey, I will apologize.
So he grabs his wife's rack.
Right. And they're big. Those are
So-
fat tits.
Double D's. I mean,
Yep.
that's like Dank DeMoss's ankle.
On behalf of
You can tell he's
Chris
up to
Carey, I
something.
will apologize.
So the camera immediately pulls away, and the announcers saw what happened.
Yeah.
You are a handful, Chris, let me tell you.
They've cut their mics. You can hear them a little bit.
You heard a
there-
couple squeaks.
Yeah, there's no comments about the Texas batter here.
Yeah. Just letting them go.
It's just like, man, I hope this motherfucker strikes out.
Fly ball to center.
Yeah.
That'll end the inning. A's down by a few. Gonna try to grab a couple back.
That's why I let it go. Try to grab a couple back. Those A's broadcasts are kind of fun, and that is a fun ballpark to go to.
Yeah, they're playing at the minor league park.
Yes, it's a beautiful minor league park. So, all right, so we're talking about Dallas Braden, and this is earlier in the season, and it sets up our final clip package for sports. So here he is in Anaheim.
Trout. Dallas got it. He did it.
So Mike Trout fouls off a ball.
Goes right to Trout.
And we'll see what
Dallas
happens.
got it. He did it. He did it. There we go. Yes.
That's
So-
right, Gooby. That's right.
He did it.
That's right. That's what we're here for. That's why you came. That's why we play the game.
So he
Who
caught the
wants it?
foul
You want
ball,
it? Who wants it? You grab it. Oh, no.
giving it away. He's talking to the Angels broadcasters. He's really feeling that.
Yeah.
We saw Keith Hernandez last week. It just went right over his head, basically.
Right.
And we saw John Sterling take it off the coconut, as they say.
Right.
in the Ralphie
Ow.
Brothers. Yeah, exactly. So this was much later in the season at Fenway.
Here's the pitch foul back, and Dallas Braden has caught another ball. 2 for 2.
Who do you think we are? I am.
Oh, he screwed it up.
Dreams do come true.
So we also have the vantage point from the other booth.
No way.
So he caught it. He's celebrating. And you did latch onto something that he wanted to celebrate, but he did mess up a, sort of a great moment, a great celebratory moment, which is one of these.
PTB, who are these broadcast history? broadcast history.
So he invoked Pete Weber from the 2012 PBA US Open. This is probably the most famous strike in bowling history.
Look at that face.
Strike to claim it. A strike to claim it. And he got it!
God damn it.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
Did it right.
And that's why that clip is so legendary, because he's not really, I think if he'd had a split second to think, he would have said it a little bit differently.
What I want to know what the wrong way of doing it is. I did it right. I guess that would be anything other than a strike.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. If you got a spare
did it
there,
right.
it would have been a letdown.
God damn it. I did it right. Who do you think you are? I am.
I am. And while we're in our great moment in broadcast history, we very quickly go back to Jimmy Kimmel. This is when he first walked out on his first show back.
Thank you. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted.
So if you're a TV nerd and a talk show nerd like me, you heard that and you went, holy shit, he referenced this. This is Jack Parr after walking off his show for 2 weeks. His first show back, also getting standing ovations. People are excited that Jack Parr is back on the Tonight Show.
He was gone because he was a communist?
No, he had a joke about a bathroom and he used the word water closet. And so they wanted to suspend
that's hardcore
for back then. So he finally comes out center stage.
Dude.
As I was saying before I was interrupted.
So that's what Jimmy did. And yeah, I know. I just I took like a full minute out of the show for nerd stuff, but that's fine. And by the way, Hicks Pasha with £2, $1.99. Stuttering John blocked me, so here you are. Anyway, that is our show. I know always end on the obscure talk show clip from 1952, but it was fun for me.
I love do the legwork.
That's true. How about those Mets clips, everybody? Come on. You think that was easy to watch? It was actually really fun. EZ, where can people find more of you?
You can find myself, Bruce, Darla, and O'Neill at my show on Twitch, at Eric Zane Show on at Eric Zane Live, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app. I'm there Monday through Friday.
We appreciate that. We'll be back next Tuesday. And I think, as we mentioned earlier, in just a few hours at 5 p.m. Eastern on this channel, bonus episode, Living in the Past, Jenny Jingles, Carl, producer Chris. They will be there at 5 Eastern, breaking down more of Stuttering John's podcast from 2018. So make sure to become a member or join the Patreon and get that. My personal podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. We did our annual Major League Baseball playoff preview. We're all Mets fans, so the first 40 minutes was a bit of a slog. But if you enjoyed Don LaGreca, you might enjoy checking that out.
I love Don.
And of course, 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal can be found wherever you subscribe to podcasts. This week's episode features Eddie Trunk, great rock broadcaster, Eddie Trunk. In any case, that is our show. We'll be back next Tuesday. As always, I am Christian Blatt, reminding you, do you have something to say before we get to that? Easy.
No, I'm just setting you up.
Okay. Reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. I have nothing funny to say, but have a fiver.